The morning light spills softly through the curtain. Outside, a bird sings a tune too gentle to rush. Inside, an old man sits quietly on the edge of his bed. He rolls his shoulders and feels a familiar stiffness rise. It's not pain, not really, just the weight of time itself. Years of work, of lifting, of carrying have left their mark. He sighs and looks out the window, watching the slow clouds drift. Each one seems lighter than the last, free in its own rhythm. He wonders when his body forgot how to move that way. How did his shoulders become the place where all memories rest? A soft breath escapes him, half a sigh, half a wish. He whispers to no one, "Maybe today I start again." The room stays still, waiting for the decision to unfold. He closes his eyes and listens to the quiet inside his chest. Somewhere beneath the silence, something stirs, something small. Not strength, not yet, but a promise, the kind that begins with a single breath. Slow, gentle, alive. He sits in the quiet room, the morning light resting softly on his shoulders. The air is still, thick with years that have come and gone. He rolls his shoulders again, slower this time, feeling the pull of old effort. Every movement whispers stories he thought he'd forgotten. There was a time when his shoulders carried more than just his arms. They carried boxes, memories, and the weight of people he loved. They bore the responsibility of a home, a job, a promise to never stop. Now they bear something invisible, something heavier. He wonders how long tension has lived there, hiding in plain sight. Not from pain, but from holding on too tightly to life itself. He remembers the years in the workshop, tools in his hands, precision in every motion. He remembers laughter from the next room, the sound of children running. He remembers the ache that came at night, the ache he ignored. Because men like him didn't rest, they worked until the day's end. But the body remembers what the mind forgets. And now, as the years have slowed, the body speaks louder. Each tightness, each crack, a gentle reminder of what was once strength. He reaches up, rubbing the side of his neck, feeling the skin warm beneath his fingers. There's comfort in the contact, even if the relief is small. He breathes out slowly, the air trembling like an old song. Sometimes, he thinks, it's not the years that weigh you down. It's everything you never let go of. He looks around the room, the old chair, the photographs, the folded blanket. Everything has its place, just like him. But even in stillness, something inside asks for release. His shoulders lift once more, as if remembering how to move freely. The sound of the breath fills the space, a rhythm older than words. He smiles faintly at the thought of how simple it is. How a small motion can hold so much meaning. He closes his eyes, picturing all the years that live in his body. He can see them clearly now, each one resting on his shoulders like dust. Not heavy but familiar. He wonders if it's possible to let them drift away, one by one. He wants to try, not to erase the past, but to carry it differently. Not like a burden, but like a story that's been told and heard. He tilts his head back, the light grazing his face. There's a softness in his breath, a kind of forgiveness. He never knew how much the shoulders could feel. Not just muscles, but emotions woven in between the bones. The tension isn't the enemy, it's the echo of a lifetime of care. And maybe, he thinks, it's time to thank them. For every box lifted, every hug given, every moment endured. He places a hand gently on his shoulder, almost in gratitude. The warmth spreads slowly, melting through the stiffness. It's a beginning, small, quiet, and tender. He whispers, "You've carried enough." And for the first time in years, he lets his shoulders fall. Not in defeat, but in peace. The room stays still, but inside him, something begins to move again. Something lighter. Something free. He sits quietly, the sound of his own breath filling the room. It's uneven at first, shallow, cautious, unsure. He's forgotten how to breathe with intention, how to let air move freely. The years have made his chest tight, his breath small. But now he closes his eyes and listens to the rhythm of his inhale. A slow pull of air, cool and steady, lifting his shoulders gently. Then a pause, soft as a thought before it fades. He exhales, letting the air slip out, dragging the weight with it. Again he breathes in, this time deeper. The air travels down his throat, filling the space he once ignored. His ribs expand, his chest opens like a door long locked. He can feel it, the difference between holding and releasing. A simple act, but it carries something ancient. He imagines each breath as a small wave washing through his body. Inhale, the tide comes in. Exhale, it recedes, taking the tension away. His fingers rest on his lap, still but alive. For a moment everything slows, the heart, the thoughts, the noise. He realizes how long he's lived without noticing his own breathing. Always rushing, always filling the silence with something else. Now silence feels like medicine. The breath becomes his anchor, his quiet friend. He begins to count softly, 1 for the inhale, 2 for the exhale. Each number steadier than the last, each moment a little clearer. He thinks about all the years he spent holding his breath in worry. How often he waited for something to end before he could relax. But maybe, he thinks, peace isn't something you wait for. Maybe it's something you breathe into existence. The thought lingers as he inhales again, a little slower this time. The air feels warmer now, softer, like sunlight under the skin. He notices how his shoulders rise and fall, slow and natural. There's a rhythm there, one that's been waiting all along. Each breath carries a whisper, you're here, you're safe. The tension begins to uncoil, unraveling gently from the inside out. He can feel space opening where tightness once lived. The air moves like kindness, patient and forgiving. He stays with it, not forcing, not rushing, just being. For the first time, the act of breathing feels like a conversation. Not between lungs and air, but between body and soul. He breathes in, and the body replies with calm. He breathes out, and the mind lets go a little more. The walls around him seem lighter now, the room softer. He imagines the air turning golden, wrapping him in peace. Each breath paints him new, layer by layer, until he glows with quiet life. He opens his eyes and lets the breath flow naturally. No more counting, no more thought, just rhythm. He smiles faintly, realizing how something so simple can heal. The world outside hasn't changed, but something inside has shifted. He takes one last deep inhale, filling his lungs completely. Then exhales slowly, as if releasing a long-held story. And in the stillness that follows, the silence feels like home. He lifts his shoulders slowly, as if greeting the morning sun. The movement is deliberate, careful, aware of every joint. He holds the lift for a breath, feeling the stretch along his back. Then he lowers them, gentle, as though setting down a heavy thought. Each rise and fall is measured, like waves along a calm shore. He feels the tension respond, softening under the touch of motion. Not pain, not strain, just a gentle awakening of muscles long still. He imagines the stiffness as a ribbon, untangling with each movement. His fingers brush lightly over his collarbone, noticing small shifts. There is a rhythm to this motion, a dialogue with his own body. He tilts his head slightly to one side, elongating the neck softly. The shoulder follows, stretching outward, easing its way from confinement. He breathes in, and the stretch deepens naturally without force. He exhales, and the muscles release further, flowing like water. His mind begins to wander, not with worry, but with quiet reflection. He recalls mornings from decades past, when his body moved freely. The memory brings a smile, subtle, warming his chest. He lifts the other shoulder now, slow and deliberate, matching the first. The symmetry feels like balance returning, tiny but profound. He rotates them slightly, circular, small, savoring each motion. A sense of freedom begins to bloom within the simple act. He notices how tension dissolves, replaced with gentle energy. The movement feels like a conversation, body speaking to itself. Each pause, each lift, each release is a word in a quiet story. He imagines the shoulders as doors, once closed, now opening slowly. The air moves with him, guiding each motion softly and predictably. He stretches the arms outward, not fully, just enough to feel space. The back muscles respond, easing, releasing long-held stiffness. He rotates the shoulders backward, backward into memory and motion. The sensation is strange and comforting at the same time. He feels warmth spreading, a subtle pulse beneath the skin. The slow movements make him aware of posture, alignment, presence. He notices how the simple act of lifting shoulders can lift the mind too. The rhythm of movement matches the rhythm of breath he practiced earlier. He inhales as he lifts, exhales as he lowers, coordinated, intentional. Small movements repeated create a pattern of calm and awareness. He smiles, noticing the weight in his shoulders lightening, inch by inch. Each motion is a reminder that care can be expressed through patience. He imagines the tension as dust swept away by gentle wind. The body responds eagerly, grateful for attention, for kindness. He rotates once more, backward, slow, mindful, savoring the stretch. He pauses, feeling the relief that comes from moving without hurry. He lifts both shoulders simultaneously, then lowers them in unity. It feels like a small victory, subtle but profound. He breathes deeply, feeling energy flow through loosened muscles. The morning light seems brighter, the room lighter, his body freer. He lets the shoulders rest naturally, carrying the memory of motion. The quiet joy of simple movement fills the space around him. He whispers softly to himself, "This is how freedom begins." And in the stillness that follows, the body hums with gentle life. He sits back slightly, letting his shoulders settle after the slow movements. A memory surfaces, delicate, like a whisper from long ago. He recalls afternoons in the garden, arms reaching for branches, sun warming his back. The stretch now mirrors those youthful motions, gentle and familiar. He remembers lifting his grandchildren, their small hands gripping his neck. The weight was different then, light and joyful, full of laughter. He feels the echo of those moments in his shoulders, subtle and tender. Each movement now brings back fragments of freedom he thought was lost. He tilts his head, feeling the muscles relax, and recalls a dance long forgotten. His body remembers, even if his mind had drifted away from it. The stretch awakens those hidden memories, like pages turning softly. He smiles, thinking of mornings when he could reach higher without effort. Now reaching feels like reconnecting, each inch a small celebration. He imagines the room as a stage, where the body performs with grace. Every gesture, slow and deliberate, tells the story of decades lived. He remembers carrying groceries, lifting boxes, always moving with purpose. The shoulders that bore burdens now learn to carry lightness instead. He thinks of old friends, waving from across the street, arms lifted in greeting. Those simple motions, once easy, now feel like treasures rediscovered. He breathes in, letting the air fill the chest, carrying warmth to his arms. Exhaling, he feels the tension loosen further, memories intertwining with movement. He rotates his shoulders slightly, backward, feeling the stretch deepen naturally. The past is not a weight, it is a companion, a gentle teacher in the body. He remembers lessons of patience, endurance, and quiet strength. The stretch becomes more than physical, it is a bridge across time. He imagines the sensations traveling through every joint, every fiber. The small motions awaken a connection to moments of joy and ease. He recalls standing by the lake, arms raised to the sky, wind in his hair. The stretch mirrors that freedom, even if years have passed. His body responds eagerly, remembering how it once moved with delight. He smiles, sensing that freedom can live in small, intentional actions. Each breath he takes carries the memory further, embedding it gently. He lifts his shoulders slowly, imagining lifting not just arms but spirits. The muscles relax in gratitude, responding to care and attention. He tilts the head, stretches the neck, letting the past and present merge. The room feels warmer, the light softer, as if honoring the reconnection. He rotates shoulders gently, feeling the balance between effort and ease. The past whispers in every movement, not as burden but as presence. He feels gratitude for the body that remembers, that holds stories safely. The stretch teaches him that motion can heal more than the physical form. He inhales deeply, exhaling tension and inviting memories of delight. Each movement becomes a conversation, silent, profound, and comforting. He smiles at the realization that freedom is not lost, it only waits. The shoulders carry not just stiffness, but the story of a life fully lived. He rests, letting the awareness linger, letting the body speak gently. In stillness, he feels the connection between memory, breath, and movement. He whispers softly, "This is how joy returns slowly, gently, surely." The room holds him, the light embraces him, and the body remembers again. He sits quietly, letting the calm of the stretch settle into his shoulders. It is more than a movement now. It is a conversation with himself. He feels the tension melt slowly, not forced, not hurried. Each breath carries a sense of release, a quiet easing of burden. He notices how the body's relief reaches the mind, softening worry. The simple act of stretching becomes a balm for years of care. He imagines the shoulders as gates, once closed, now opening gently. With each motion, the weight of responsibility shifts, loosens, drifts. He breathes in, feeling lightness ripple through his muscles. Exhaling, he lets go of thoughts that have lingered too long. The body responds gratefully, inviting energy to flow in gentle waves. He smiles faintly, realizing how connected movement and emotion are. The shoulders are not just muscles. They hold memory, they hold story. Every lift, every rotation, is a step toward quiet healing. He remembers days filled with work, worry, endless duty. And he acknowledges them, not with regret but with respect. The stretch is a gesture of gratitude toward the body that carried him. He feels warmth spreading from the shoulders down the arms. Each sensation is a reminder that care can be as simple as attention. He tilts his head, the neck releasing, as if whispering a secret to the spine. The mind softens, the heart eases, and tension finds its way out. He imagines the stress as a gentle stream flowing away from him. With every exhale, more of it drifts into nothingness, leaving peace behind. The stretch awakens more than muscle, it awakens awareness. He senses how the body remembers joy, comfort, and freedom. The act of moving slowly becomes a meditation, a ritual of care. He breathes deliberately, coordinating each motion with awareness. The past, the present, and the body meet in this gentle rhythm. He feels energy he had forgotten, a quiet vitality returning. The shoulders feel lighter, but so does the mind, calm and steady. He lifts one arm slightly, feeling the gentle pull along the shoulder blade. Then the other carefully, noticing the symmetry, the balance. Each motion is small, but together they create a wave of relief. He imagines the release traveling further, down the spine, through the chest. The body hums softly with life, responsive and grateful for attention. He rests again, shoulders loose, breathing slow, mind open. He thinks about how care can be simple, intentional, and slow. The movements are not just exercise, they are a form of self-kindness. He allows gratitude to fill the spaces where tension once lived. Each breath and motion becomes a silent affirmation of wellness. He smiles, feeling the harmony between body and mind deepen. The shoulders hold less weight now, both literally and emotionally. He senses a quiet joy in the simplicity of this practice. He exhales fully, letting every fragment of tightness drift away. The body feels alive in a soft, steady way, awake without strain. He whispers to himself, "This is healing, gentle, and true." In stillness, he feels the connection between breath, motion, and calm. He closes his eyes briefly, savoring the peace that now inhabits him. The stretch has done more than loosen muscles, it has eased the spirit. He rests, knowing that each small motion can carry profound relief. The room is quiet, the light warm, and he is fully present within it. He rises slowly, letting the stretch settle into his shoulders fully. The morning light feels warmer now, softer on his skin. He lifts his arms slightly, testing the freedom in the joints. Each movement feels lighter than it did before, almost effortless. He breathes deeply, feeling energy return to every fiber of his body. The tension that clung for years seems to have loosened its grip. He tilts his head gently, letting the neck follow the shoulders' ease. A small smile forms as he notices the difference, subtle but clear. He recalls the first attempts this morning, stiff and careful. Now the body moves with grace, in harmony with his breath. He imagines the shoulders as wings, once folded, now spreading slowly. Each lift feels like a greeting to the day, a welcome to lightness. He moves both arms in small circles, backward and forward, deliberate. The muscles respond eagerly, stretching without strain or resistance. He feels warmth radiating down the arms, a gentle, pleasant pulse. The mind feels quiet still, free from the chatter that often intrudes. He notices how the act of movement can bring peace to thought. The room around him seems more vivid, the air alive with calm. He remembers times when he felt burdened, weighed down by life. Now the shoulders bear only the memory of effort, not its weight. He breathes in deeply, letting the lightness fill his chest completely. Exhaling, he releases any lingering tightness, letting it drift away. The motions are small, slow, intentional, yet they carry profound relief. He lifts one shoulder, then the other, in a gentle, flowing rhythm. The sensation is familiar, comforting, a quiet friend returning. He rotates the shoulders slowly backward, savoring each motion. The stretch feels like a conversation, body speaking with care. He imagines all the years stored in his shoulders melting like morning dew. Each breath supports the movement, creating a cycle of calm and ease. He smiles at the simplicity of this practice and its subtle power. The body hums softly, alive, responsive, appreciative of attention. He reaches forward slightly, stretching the arms without strain. The muscles loosen, the mind clears, and a sense of freedom grows. He imagines the day ahead, moving through it with lighter steps. The tension of yesterday no longer lingers, replaced by ease. He lifts the arms one last time, slow, deliberate, and releases fully. The shoulders fall naturally, carrying only strength and balance now. He inhales, feeling life flow from the lungs into every joint. Exhaling, he feels gratitude for the body that supports him still. The movements have become more than exercise, they are renewal. He rests briefly, sensing energy and calm coexisting peacefully. The morning light warms the room, touching skin and spirit alike. He thinks of the journey, from stiffness to freedom, from effort to ease. Each motion, each breath, has opened a path to gentle vitality. He smiles softly, knowing that small, mindful actions have great power. The shoulders feel alive, aware, ready to carry the day lightly. He whispers to himself, "This is freedom, quiet and steady." He stands fully, feeling balance in every movement, grace in stillness. The room holds him gently. The body hums with life, calm and bright. He walks slowly toward the window, welcoming the day with open arms. The stretch has become more than motion. It is a gift to himself. He pauses, letting the light, the air, and the peace fill him completely. And in this stillness, he knows his shoulders are free, his spirit lighter and his heart at ease. He stands quietly, feeling the gentle weight of the day settle around him. The shoulders feel light, free from the tension that lingered for years. He inhales deeply, savoring the calm that flows through every joint. Exhaling slowly, he lets the last traces of stiffness drift away. The body hums softly, alive, responsive, at peace with itself. He smiles faintly, noticing the harmony between breath and motion. The room is still, yet within him, energy moves quietly and steadily. He recalls the journey of the morning, from stiffness to freedom. Each movement, each stretch, a small act of care and gratitude. The mind feels calm, the heart steady, the spirit lightened. He whispers softly, "Carry this lightness with you through the day." The shoulders no longer bear burden, only memory and grace. He tilts his head, feeling the neck loosen, muscles alive and aware. A deep breath rises and falls, steady, measured, gentle. The quiet presence within him lingers, a companion in stillness. He walks slowly to the window, feeling the warmth of morning sun. The world outside is the same, yet he moves through it differently. The stretch has done more than ease muscle, it has soothed the spirit. He closes his eyes briefly, savoring the freedom that now inhabits him. And in the soft light, he knows peace is not distant. It begins with a single breath.